Starting August 1, 2024, the Social Security Administration has implemented new automated systems to monitor recipient bank accounts more closely than ever before. This change is already affecting thousands of recipients across the country who are receiving detailed questionnaires about their financial activities without advance warning. While this might sound alarming, understanding these changes and knowing how to respond can help you navigate this new landscape with confidence. The story of Dorothy, a 68-year-old retired school secretary from Toledo, Ohio, illustrates how these changes work in practice. Dorothy received an unexpected questionnaire asking about specific transactions in her account, including a $150 birthday gift from her daughter and routine grocery purchases. Despite never being audited or flagged for any issues, she found herself explaining ordinary financial activities to federal investigators. Her experience reveals how the new automated financial information system works and what triggers these reviews. The Social Security Administration's updated policies now allow them to cross-reference benefit recipient data with information from the Treasury Department, IRS, and state databases through their automated systems. They're specifically monitoring what they call financial discrepancies, which essentially means any money movement that doesn't match their algorithmic predictions of how benefit recipients typically spend their money. This represents a significant shift from previous manual review processes to automated pattern recognition systems. Dorothy's case demonstrates the specific triggers that can prompt a review. Her account contains $6,200, well under the $2,000 SSI resource limit that most people know about. However, the system flagged 3 routine transactions that appeared unusual to the algorithm. These included her daughter's birthday gift, a return credit from a retail store, and her monthly transfer to a small emergency savings account. None of these activities violated any rules, but they created a pattern that the automated system deemed worth investigating. The scope of these reviews has expanded dramatically in recent years. According to available data, the SSA is now reviewing significantly more accounts annually than in previous years, with the average review taking 8 to 12 weeks to complete. During this review period, nearly a quarter of recipients experience some form of payment delay or suspension while their cases are being investigated. The automated system flags accounts based on algorithmic patterns rather than just dollar amounts, making the review process less predictable than before. The monitoring thresholds have decreased substantially over time. What began as monitoring for high-dollar accounts has gradually expanded to include much smaller amounts of financial activity. The system now examines accounts with relatively modest activity levels, and it analyzes spending patterns for changes from historical averages. If your financial behavior changes by more than a certain percentage from your typical pattern, or if you receive multiple deposits from non-government sources within a short time frame, these activities could trigger an automated review. The progression toward more comprehensive monitoring appears to be accelerating. Internal training materials suggest that SSA staff are being prepared to analyze increasingly small transactions, including deposits and withdrawals that most people would consider routine daily activities. Recipients have reported receiving questions about yard sale proceeds, small cash gifts, and even minor return credits from stores. This level of scrutiny represents a fundamental shift in how benefit oversight operates. The expansion of monitoring capabilities isn't stopping with current bank account access. According to policy documents, the SSA is developing integration capabilities with credit card companies and digital payment platforms. The goal appears to be creating real-time monitoring of all financial transactions involving benefit recipients within the next few years. This would represent a move from periodic reviews to continuous surveillance of recipient financial activities. Understanding why this monitoring has intensified requires looking at the broader fiscal pressures facing the Social Security system. The SSA has been under congressional pressure to reduce what they classify as overpayments, which reached billions of dollars in 2023. These overpayments include money paid to people who weren't eligible or who received more than they should have according to current guidelines. The challenge is that automated systems implementing these oversight measures can't easily distinguish between genuinely problematic activities and normal life circumstances. What makes this situation particularly concerning for recipients is that the definition of problematic financial activity has expanded to include situations that were perfectly legal when they occurred. Money that was properly reported and approved under previous guidelines is now being questioned months or years later under new interpretive frameworks. This retroactive application of stricter standards means that recipients who followed all rules correctly at the time may still face benefit reductions or demands for repayment. The technological infrastructure supporting this monitoring will continue to expand. The automated systems can process millions of transactions daily and flag suspicious patterns instantly. What previously required human review and judgment now happens automatically, which means more people get investigated over smaller amounts and more routine activities. This automation makes the system more efficient from an administrative perspective, but less nuanced in distinguishing between legitimate activities and actual problems. However, it's important to understand that this isn't necessarily about government overreach as much as it's about an understaffed agency managing an enormous program under increasing accountability demands. The Social Security Administration oversees a $1 trillion program with limited resources, and automated monitoring systems offer a way to maintain oversight without proportionally increasing staff. The challenge lies in ensuring that these automated systems don't create unnecessary hardship for people who are following all applicable rules. For recipients facing this new reality, the most effective approach involves understanding how to work within the system rather than fighting against it. Documentation becomes crucial in this environment. Keeping detailed records of all financial transactions, including sources, dates, and purposes, can significantly reduce the time needed to resolve any questions that arise. When the system generates inquiries, having comprehensive documentation readily available allows for quick resolution rather than extended investigations. Creating clear organizational systems for your finances can help demonstrate compliance and reduce the likelihood of triggering extended reviews. Using separate accounts for different purposes, such as keeping Social Security deposits separate from other income or savings, creates clean paper trails that automated systems can easily understand. This organizational approach also makes it easier to respond to any questionnaires or requests for information that may arise. Proactive communication with the Social Security Administration about any irregular income or financial changes can prevent minor situations from becoming major investigations. Reporting gifts, one-time income, or other unusual financial activities before they trigger automated flags demonstrates good faith compliance and often prevents extended review processes. The forms required for these reports are straightforward and take minimal time to complete. Regular monitoring of your Social Security account online can provide early warning of any flags or pending reviews. The system often shows indicators of potential issues weeks before official correspondence arrives, giving you time to gather documentation and prepare responses. This proactive approach can turn a potentially stressful surprise into a manageable administrative task. Maintaining both digital and physical copies of all financial documents ensures that you can respond quickly to any requests for information. Bank statements, receipts, and correspondence with financial institutions should be easily accessible in both formats. This preparation can reduce review resolution time from months to weeks or even days in some cases. The timeline for these reviews typically follows predictable patterns. Triggering transactions usually prompt reviews within 45 to 60 days, giving recipients some ability to anticipate when questions might arise. Understanding this timeline allows you to prepare documentation and responses before official inquiries arrive, significantly streamlining the resolution process. While the increasing level of monitoring may feel intrusive, recipients who adapt to this new reality by embracing comprehensive documentation, proactive reporting, and clear financial organization will experience far less stress and fewer problems. The key is understanding that this level of oversight will likely become the permanent standard rather than a temporary policy change. The most important message for Social Security recipients is that knowledge and preparation are your best defenses in this changing environment. Understanding what triggers reviews, maintaining proper documentation, and knowing how to respond to inquiries can help you maintain your benefits without unnecessary stress or delays. While you cannot control policy changes, you can control how well prepared you are when those changes affect you. For recipients navigating these changes, remember that you're not alone in this experience. Thousands of people are adapting to these new monitoring requirements, and sharing experiences and strategies with others facing similar situations can provide valuable insights and support. The goal isn't to avoid all scrutiny, which may not be possible, but rather to handle any scrutiny efficiently and effectively when it occurs. The Social Security system will continue evolving as technology advances and fiscal pressures increase. Recipients who understand these trends and adapt their financial management practices accordingly will be best positioned to maintain their benefits and peace of mind in this changing landscape. Preparation today determines your ability to handle whatever changes may come tomorrow, and staying informed about policy developments helps ensure that you're never caught completely off guard by new requirements or procedures.